Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 107 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. And just so you know, in case you didn't already or you couldn't pick it up from the details, I say that as satire. I'm not going to become a millionaire on YouTube. It's not going to happen. But, maybe eventually at some point in 27,000 years, I might make $100 a month off of chatting with you guys, if I'm consistent. So anyway, I'm gonna do the same thing I did in my last video and read another essay that I had written about 9 years ago. This one is called simply A Story. I do want to mention I saw something yesterday. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but the person who made it, I think, will pick up on it. Don't be sad. Those things that were just within grasp for you in your past and you just barely missed, you have 60 plus years left in your life to grab them in the future. When the opportunity comes up to you, just accept it. Don't deny it. Let it be. Have courage. We talk about economics all the time on this channel and how you're going to have a lot of success in the future, in the very near future. Of course, that's of minimal importance, but it does take away 95% of all the issues that we tend to have in our lives. Money solves a lot of problems. It honestly does. Communicate. It's that simple. It's that simple. I probably have nothing to do with this, but I wanted to say it. Don't be sad. Communicate. Doesn't have to be much. Could just be saying hi to that person that you want to say hi to. Okay, now I took up the first 3 minutes of this video just chatting about that, so let me get to the essay. The greatest tragedy is feeling as if you are alone in carrying the weight of the world of confusion and depravity, as if there is no clear path. So many stories are proposed, and so much information to discern, though never, it seems, enough. Sometimes you just want an external force to tell you that it's going to be all right, or that a specific story is true. So long as one understands that choice, undergoing an appeal to a perceived authority, then it is truly a choice just as any other that can be made without prejudice. The question is only given to the true answer as we as humans see it, if the one proposing said truth has no ego, no ulterior agenda. Those stories I propose to you, do you want me to tell you if they were true? My life, as with anybody who has a life of purpose, is my mission. Who I am at my very core is my mission. My mission is, I know this sounds sappy, and it is true, unconditional love. Unconditional love, being in direct opposition to free will, is the absence of ulterior motive, the absence of exclusion, or more appropriately, the absence of absence. Unconditional love is the absence of ego and the respect of it. The choices that you make, I respect them and don't get in their way so long as they don't get in the way of anybody else's. And thus perceived truth can be centralized within it, because it would not be tainted. As we are human, we require epistemic ambivalence to protect each other. We require decentralization of will, of power, for power is what we seek in our foolishness. What of those who are both human, ego, and not human, without ego? I actually had those in parentheses. In that this is what we all are, the truth we choose is the truth. The story we choose are the truth, the stories. The evidence is right in front of you, but the knife's edge is meant to thrust you forward so that you can see it. The truth can only adequately be centralized in one without ego, without free will, without humanity. But there is another choice. You can be both. There's more to this. I did want to say one thing here, though. A lot of this was me trying to justify what the military was doing to me back nearly a decade ago. I was trying to justify the utter depravity with which they were treating me. You guys don't know what they did. You didn't live my life, but I do. And for the cerebral amongst us, true torture isn't here. They knew that. And that's exactly what they were doing to me. So I was trying to explain that perhaps they were trying to evolve me to no longer have an ego. Then I would no longer exist necessarily, except as a statue, if you will. I've learned a lot since this time, but there you go. Continuing, it's so curious. To take up the mantle of exalting unconditional love is to rid yourself of your free will. Could you live without free will and not even know it? If your entire life was already scripted, every decision you were to make was already known, and there was no deviation from it in any way, shape, or form, then it is will, but the will is deferred to before you even came to earth, whoever you are. Only if you choose to, what I just told you. I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do. The truth can be centralized within me, and you, and anybody else. But you must choose to allow this to happen. The irony of it. As must I, and the rest of us. The truth is, aliens exist, and so do angels. And I love you unconditionally, as I do everyone and everything in all existence. And this will never change. Do you believe this story? Or this truth? Or is it, in fact, both? You can choose to believe what I have told you is true. You are not alone. What is alien? That which is foreign. So I say angels exist. I say aliens exist. Is alien equated to demonic? I don't know. I wrote this 9 years ago, partially in trying to justify what the military was doing to me. A lot can change in a decade. But those otherworldly beings, aside from what you and I would call demonic and angelic, have not shown themselves. Maybe you guys should read my novels. Anyways, that's all I got for today. As always, love y'all. Peace.